In the early 1960s, the Supremes were known within Motown as the No-Hit Supremes. Despite their talent and potential, they had released several singles that failed to make significant impact on the charts. This period was marked by frustration and uncertainty for Diana Ross, Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard, who were eager to prove themselves. The song Where Did Our Love Go was written by the legendary songwriting team Holland Dozier Holland, Lamont Dozier, and brothers Brian and Eddie Holland. Initially, the song was intended for another Motown group, the Marvelettes, but they turned it down, believing it wasn't suitable for their style. When Holland Dozier Holland offered the song to the Supremes, the group was not enthusiastic about it. Diana Ross felt the song was too simplistic and in the wrong key for her voice. The song was written in a lower key originally intended for the Marvelettes' lead singer Gladys Horton. Despite the reservations, the group was persuaded to record it, largely because they had no other promising material at the time. The recording session was tense. Diana Ross struggled with the lower key, and the group was not in high spirits. Lamont Dozier later recalled that Ross's frustration and the group's overall bad attitude actually contributed to the song's unique sound. The background vocals were simplified just to Baby Baby, which added to the song's catchy and memorable quality. Upon its release in June 1964, Where Did Our Love Go quickly gained traction. It became the Supremes' first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, staying at the top for 2 weeks. The song's success was a turning point for the group, transforming them from struggling artists into Motown's premier act. The success of Where Did Our Love Go marked the beginning of the series of hits for the Supremes, including Baby Love, Come See About Me, and Stop in the Name of Love. The song's catchy melody, combined with Diana Ross's distinctive voice and the group's polished image, helped define the Motown sound and solidified their place in music. The song's release came at a pivotal time in American history, just weeks after the passage of the Civil Rights Act in 1964. It captured the spirit of an America grappling with the significant social changes and really resonated with a wide audience at that time. Behind the scenes, Gordy, the founder of Motown, played a crucial role in the song's success. Despite initial doubts about the song's potential, Gordy's belief in the Supremes and his strategic promotion helped propel the song to the top of the charts. His vision for Motown as a crossover label that could appeal to both black and white audiences was realized with the success of Where Did Our Love Go. Where Did Our Love Go is more than just a song. It is a testament to perseverance, talent, and the magic of Motown. The Supremes' journey from the no-hit Supremes to international superstars is a story of resilience and the transformative power of music. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye? Marvin Gaye was deeply affected by the social and political turmoil of the late 1960s, including the Vietnam War and civil rights struggles. He wanted to create music that reflected these issues, but Gordy, the head of Motown, was initially against the idea, fearing it would be too controversial and not commercially viable. Gaye persisted and recorded What's Going On in 1971. The song was a departure from Motown's typical sound, blending soulful melodies and poignant social commentary. It was an immediate success, though, reaching #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and becoming one of the most influential songs at that time. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, America was a nation in turmoil. The Vietnam War was raging, civil rights protests were widespread, and the country was grappling with issues of poverty and police brutality. Marvin Gaye, deeply affected by these events, felt a growing need to address them through his music. The initial spark for What's Going On came from Ronaldo O.B. Benson of the Four Tops. In 1969, Benson witnessed police brutality against anti-war protesters in Berkeley, California. Disturbed by what he saw, he began to write a song that questioned the state of the world. Benson, along with songwriter Al Cleveland, brought the song to Marvin Gaye, who was immediately captivated by its message. Marvin Gaye was also dealing with personal tragedies during this time. His beloved duet partner Tammy Terrell had died in 1970 after a long battle with a brain tumor. This loss profoundly affected Gaye, leading him to question his own life and career. Additionally, his brother Frankie had returned to Vietnam with harrowing stories of the war, further fueling Gaye's desire to create music that spoke to the social issues of the time. Gaye took to the initial idea from Benson, and Cleveland infused it with his own experiences and emotions. He added new lyrics and melodies, transforming the song into a powerful narrative that addressed the war, poverty, and police brutality. Gaye's personal connection to the material gave the song an authenticity and emotional depth that resonated with listeners. When Gaye presented What's Going On to Gordy, he faced significant resistance. Gordy was concerned that the song's political message would alienate Motown's audience and hurt Gaye's career. He reportedly told Gaye, "Marvin, why do you want to ruin your career?" However, Gaye was determined to release the song and refused to record any other material until Gordy relented. Gaye took control of the recording process, a rare move for a Motown artist at that time. He brought in members of the Funk Brothers, Motown's house band, and even recruited 2 Detroit Lions football players to add background chatter to the track. The recording sessions were intense and emotional, with Gaye pouring his heart and soul into every take. Upon its release in January 1971, What's Going On became a commercial and critical success. The song reached #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topped the R&B charts. Its success marked a turning point for Motown, proving that social conscious music could be both commercially viable and artistically significant. The song's impact went far beyond the chart success. It became pretty much an anthem for the anti-war and civil rights movements, and its themes of social justice and compassion continue to resonate today. Stevie Wonder wrote Superstition while working on music for Jeff Beck, a renowned guitarist. Beck was supposed to record the song first, but after hearing Wonder's version, Motown executives insisted that Wonder release it himself. Upon its release, Superstition became a massive hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song's funky riff and Wonder's dynamic performance made it an instant classic, earning him his first Grammy Award. By the early 1970s, Stevie Wonder was already a well-established artist, having signed with Motown at the age of 11. However, he was eager to break free from the constraints of the label and explore more creative control over his music. This desire led to a significant renegotiation of his contract with Motown when he turned 21, granting him greater artistic freedom overall. The story of Superstition begins with a collaboration between Stevie Wonder and the renowned guitarist Jeff Beck, and Beck was a fan of Wonder's music and expressed interest in working with him. In return for Beck's contribution to Wonder's album, Talking Book, Wonder agreed to write a song for Beck. During a jam session, Beck came up with a distinctive drum beat that would become the backbone of Superstition. Wonder, inspired by the beat, began to improvise, creating the iconic riff and much of the song on the spot. The two musicians recorded a rough demo, and Wonder promised that Beck could release his version of the song first. Stevie Wonder recorded Superstition at Electric Lady Studios in New York City. He played most of the instruments himself, including the clavinet, drums, and synthesizers. The song's funky groove and infectious riffs were a departure from Wonder's previous work, showcasing his versatility and innovation as an artist. Despite the agreement with Jeff Beck, Gordy, the head of Motown, recognized his potential for Superstition and insisted that Wonder release his version first. Gordy believed that the song would be a massive hit, and he was right. Wonder's version was released as the lead single from his album Talking Book on October 24, 1972. Superstition quickly climbed the charts, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in January 1973. Superstition quickly climbed the charts, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in January 1973. The song's success marked a turning point in Wonder's career, solidifying his status as a musical innovator and a leading figure in the funk and soul genres. Superstition is not just a song about superstitions, it also addresses the broader theme of irrational beliefs and really just their negative consequences. The lyrics caution against relying on superstitions and encourage listeners to take control of their own destinies, of like their own thoughts. At least that's what I get. The song's impact extended beyond the commercial success too. It became a defining track of the 1970s and has been covered by numerous artists over the years. Wonder's performance of Superstition on Sesame Street in 1973 is particularly memorable, showcasing his ability to connect with audiences of all ages. Smokey Robinson wrote My Girl for the Temptations, inspired by his wife, Claudette. The song was a significant departure from the group's previous work, featuring David Ruffin on lead vocals for the first time. Released in 1965, My Girl became the Temptations' first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. The song's catchy melody and heartfelt lyrics made it an enduring favorite, solidifying the group's place in musical history. The Temptations were formed in Detroit in 1960 from two rival vocal groups, the Primes and the Distance. The original lineup included Otis Williams, Melvin Franklin, Paul Williams, Eddie Kendricks, and Elbridge Al Bryant. David Ruffin joined the group in 1964, replacing Bryant, and his addition would prove pivotal for their future success. Before My Girl, the Temptations had experienced moderate success with songs like The Way You Do the Things You Do, but they were still searching for a breakout hit. Smokey Robinson, a member of the Miracles and a prolific writer and producer at Motown, saw the potential in the group, particularly in David Ruffin's voice. Smokey Robinson wrote My Girl with his fellow Miracle, Ronald White. The inspiration for the song came from Robinson's wife, Claudette Rogers Robinson. Initially, Robinson intended to record the song with the Miracles, but after seeing Ruffin perform Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters during a Motown review tour, he decided that Ruffin's voice was perfect for My Girl. The recording sessions for My Girl took place at Hitsville, USA, Motown's legendary studio in Detroit. The song was recorded over 3 sessions in September and November of 1964. David Ruffin's lead vocals were complemented by the group's harmonies and the iconic bass line played by James Jamerson, a member of the Funk Brothers, Motown's house band. Robinson allowed the Temptations to create their own background vocals, which included the memorable Hey 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 and the Echo's My Girl lines. The opening bass notes played by Jamerson are instantly recognizable and have become one of the most famous intros in music history. Upon its release, in December 21st, 1964, it quickly climbed the charts, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in March 1965. This success marked the Temptations' first #1 hit and established them as one of Motown's premier acts. The success of My Girl had a profound impact on the Temptations' career. It solidified their place in music history and led it to a string of hits, including Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Get Ready, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, and more. The song's timeless appeal has made it a staple of oldies radio and a favorite at weddings and other celebrations. It remains one of the most beloved songs in music history. Its creation was a collaborative effort that showcased the talents of Smokey Robinson, the Temptations, and the Motown production team. The song's success not only transformed the Temptations' career, but also left an indelible mark on the music industry. The Jackson 5 were relatively a young and unknown group when they signed to Motown. I Want You Back was their debut single, written and produced by The Corporation, a team of Motown's top songwriters and producers. Released in 1969, I Want You Back quickly climbed the charts, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song's infectious energy and Michael Jackson's charismatic performances captured the hearts of millions, launching the group into superstardom. The Jackson 5, a family group from Gary, Indiana, consisted of brothers Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael Jackson. They were managed by their father Joe Jackson, who was determined to make them stars. The group performed locally and gained a reputation for their energetic performances and Michael's standout talent even at a young age. The Jackson 5's big break came when they won talent contests at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. This victory caught the attention of Gladys Knight and Bobby Taylor, who both recommended the group to Motown Records. Despite initial resistance, Berry Gordy, the founder of Motown, eventually signed them in 1968. I Want You Back was originally written by the songwriting team known as The Corporation, which included Berry Gordy, Freddie Perrin, Alfonso Mizil, and Deke Richards. The song was initially intended for Gladys Knight and the Pips, and later for Diana Ross, but Gordy decided it would be perfect for the Jackson 5. The recording sessions for I Want You Back took place at the Sound Factory in West Hollywood. Michael Jackson, who was just 11 years old at the time, delivered a remarkable vocal performance that showcased his extraordinary talent. The song featured a catchy piano riff, vibrant bass lines, and dynamic arrangements that highlighted the group's youthful energy and Michael's charismatic voice. It was released as the lead single from their debut album, Diana Ross Presents the Jackson 5. The song was heavily promoted, with the group making numerous television appearances, including a memorable performance on The Ed Sullivan Show on December 14, 1969. The song quickly climbed the charts, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on January 31st, 1970. It was the first of 4 consecutive #1 hits for the Jackson 5, followed by ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. I Want You Back sold over 6 million copies worldwide and established the Jackson 5 as a major force in the music industry. I Want You Back was a groundbreaking hit that introduced the world to the incredible talent of Michael Jackson and his brothers. The song's success helped solidify Motown's dominance in the music industry and paved the way for future hits by the Jackson 5. It also marked the beginning of Michael Jackson's legendary career, which would eventually make him one of the most iconic figures in music history. Berry Gordy's strategic vision and meticulous production work for the Corporation were crucial to the song's success. Gordy's decision to market the group as a wholesome, family-friendly act helped them appeal to a broad audience, breaking down racial barriers and making them one of the first black groups to achieve widespread popularity among white audiences. I Want You Back remains one of the most beloved songs in pop music history.